Hi friends, and welcome back to Abridged by Alpal. For this video, we are opening up this lovely mystery box of sci-fi books. I was at a local bookstore called Second & Charles. I do think it's actually a chain, but it's a chain for secondhand books, hence the Second & Charles. And I saw that they had these mystery boxes, and I'm a sucker for a mystery box or a mystery bag or whatever. So I decided to buy one of them. They have 4 different combinations, and I got combination A for Alpal. And so the way that this is gonna go is that I'm gonna open it, not look at what's inside, grab them out one by one, show you the book, look it up on Storygraph and read some of the reviews. And then just to keep things a little bit spicy, give it a rating of how likely I think I am to actually read the book from 1 to 10. Now, before you guys come for me in my material girl ways, this is Second & Charles. And so I had sold some of my old books and I had credit at the store already, which I hadn't used in like months. And so I was like, why not? Why not? I got it cheaper than what it says here. That is my only defense, is that it is half a secondhand bookstore, also half a new bookstore, which is nice. I do love Second & Charles. But without further ado, let's get started. Freaking love a mystery box. I really am a sucker. Okay, before anyone comes for me, this is plastic, so don't freak out. All right, moment of truth. Well, for at least one of them. Not gonna look. Oh, perfect. There's one right on the top. Oh, yes. Okay. First one's a paperback. Another paperback. We got a hardcover. I think there's a mix. I like a paperback more, personally. Let's get started. First book is Your Utopia Stories. Oh, wait. This is so fun. Today, literally just today, I got, oh boy, it was the Broken Binding Science Fiction and Fantasy subscription. And it's a Korean story that was translated by the same guy who translated this, Anton Her. Chilly news stories. So this is, it looks like short stories, and I'm kind of excited about that. Blend of horror, absurdity, and dark humor reaches its peak in these tales of loss and discovery, dystopia, idealism, death, and immortality. Total demise via disease, whose only symptom is a casual cannibalism. To a world in which human dreams can be monitored and used to convict people of crimes. Oh, dang. Okay, so we got short stories. Wait, you guys, I'm actually so excited about this. Okay, let's look this up. On Storygraph, you can scan barcodes in Storygraph, and I'm excited about that. Utopia, blah, blah, blah. It gets a 3.81 on Storygraph. I will say Storygraph, I've noticed tends to be a little bit lower, just kind of overall. Oh, okay, except for romance books, honestly. But I think a 3.81, I would translate roughly to a Goodreads like 4. See, it's dark, it's reflective, it's mysterious. These are all great things, I'm not gonna lie. Let's read some reviews. Someone ranked each story individually. Politics and activism. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm actually so excited about this. Black Mirror and Twilight Zone episodes. Ho ho ho. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, my likelihood of reading this, I'm gonna put pretty high. I think I'm gonna put this one at like an 8. I would give it a 10 out of 10 that I will read at least one of these short stories. I don't know if I'll finish the whole book, so I'll give it an 8. But this already, awesome pull. I hope this isn't the best one. Your Utopia, that's so fun. Okay, the next one. There's one I think that's sideways on this, so I'm gonna grab that one next. Oh, it's a short one. I love little short ones. Next we have Veronica Roth, Arch Conspirator. This one says, outside the last city on Earth, a planet is a wasteland. Without the genes of the fallen, humanity will end. Antigone's parents, Oedipus and Jocasta, are dead. Passing into the archive should be cause for celebration, but with her militant uncle, Creon, rising to claim her father's vacant throne, all Antigone feels is rage. We got Scalzi, we got Sunyi Dean, Olivia Blake, Gladstone. Actually, the only author I don't recognize on the back is Shelley Parker Chan. Oh my gosh, and that cover is beautiful. I'm actually really obsessed with that. This is so fun. Okay, this one on Storygraph gets a 3.51. Based on 3,000 reviews though. Pretty good. Guys, I remember the days of Storygraph when like you were lucky if a book had 50 reviews. I'm so glad that people are moving over. First one that comes up is life is too short. I have other things I want to read more. Which is honestly a totally valid reason for putting down a book. Nothing will beat the experience of reading Antigone for the first time at 14 years old, but this came pretty close. Wait, when was this published? Copyright 2023. So is this like part of a series? I guess I have no idea. This came pretty close. Appreciation for the vision, personal enjoyment. Oh, this is a person who gets it. They gave it 2 reviews. I honestly don't understand why the ratings are so low for this book. I freaking loved it. Sci-Fi Antigone retelling. Is Antigone? Let me go and look it up. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's a sci-fi retelling of a play by Sophocles. So it's probably not Antigone. It's probably Antigone. I was just reading it as like a weird robot sci-fi name, so forgive me there. I think my likelihood of reading this one is honestly boosted a little bit by the fact that it is so short. That is super fun. I love short stories like this. It is 110 pages. I could read this right now. Oh, it's got the columns. I can't remember what the ones with the scrolls are called, but I know that there's different flavors of columns. I'm gonna give it a 6.5, 7 of likelihood that I'll read it. It's really short. It'll be super easy. It just takes me a little bit longer to get to physical books than something that I have like on my e-reader or something like that. But this looks also gas. Really excited for this. You guys, this is going well. This is going really well. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is a thick one. Excited about that. The Power, now an original Prime series by Naomi Alderman. Our era's Handmaid's Tale. The power terrifies and illuminates, enrages and encourages. Winner of Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction. Ooh, I am a sucker for women. Let's go and look up the reviews. Oh, Minnesota Public Radio. I love Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. Okay, written in 2016, and only women have it. Ooh, ooh. Okay, this one gets to the 3.8. Oh, 62,000 reviews on Storygraph. That's actually insane. Oh, when the tables turn and women hold the power, what's not to enjoy? An excellent point. The storyline is well crafted with some clever twists along the way. My main qualm is the idea that women would turn on men so violently simply because such power is suddenly at their fingertips. Perhaps it's a choice made for dramatic effect, as I can imagine alternative threads might have resulted in a less compelling read. It has been 5 years since I finished this book and I still think about it. No, that's pretty good. Ooh, my likelihood of reading this one. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm just like a little bit less intrigued. I actually feel like I'm way more likely to watch the show than I am to read the book. And maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll watch the show, and if I really enjoy it, then I'll come back and read this. So I'm gonna give my personal likelihood of reading this a 4.5. But Minnesota Public Radio, Minnesota. I'll leave it at 4.5 for now. It definitely is compelling, but compared to these two, I'm a little bit less interested in it. But I have been wanting to read Handmaid's Tale, so I don't know, maybe I should. Okay. I accidentally looked at the next one, but I'll just pull it out. I'm a little bit excited about it. Let's see what it is. It's Orson Scott Card. Love me an Orson Scott Card. Called The Last Shadow. Scott Card has made a strong case for being the best writer science fiction has to offer. Both the original Ender series and the Ender Shadow series, as the children of Ender and being solved, the great problem of the Ender universe. Well, I can't read this. Can I read this? 1 planet, 3 sapient species living peacefully together, and 1 deadly virus that could... Can I read this if I've only read 2 of the books? Because I've read, obviously, Ender's Game and Speaker for the Dead, but that's it. I haven't read the rest of them. If anyone's read this, let me know if I can read it without having read the rest of the series. Oh, but I do love the way that, there's a lot of politicking going on. It gets a 3.3, so this is the lowest rated one so far. Let's read a couple of the reviews. Only 800. There is little point to this book. Oh, not anywhere close to as interesting or engaging as Speaker to the Dead. Mediocre conclusion to the series. Oh no. It sounds like I really can't read this without having read the rest of the series. And this one says 18 books plus short stories, and that's how we end this. And if this just isn't a compelling ending and it's gonna be that much work to get to this, it's not a great look. This is definitely the lowest, I think, likelihood so far. I'm gonna give this one, I don't know, I might read it sometime in the future, but maybe not even this copy. Maybe sometime years from now, I'm like, oh, I need to finish the Ender series, and then I go and I read the rest of it. I'm gonna give this one a 1. Likelihood of me actually reading this is kind of low, but this is the first one that I'm like, I'm probably never gonna read that. So ultimately a win. I'm pretty sure the 3 books that I do have already is worth what I paid for this. Is probably worth more than what I paid for this, enjoyment wise. Okay. Move on to book number 5. There's 6 of these, by the way. I did not say that before. Okay, we have another hardcover. I saw pink. I saw pink. I love pink. Bridge. Lauren Bukes. Sheer thrilling madness with a big beating heart that reminds us we're all connected. Okay, that's cute. Alternate universes, alternate selves, manages to be very much about us and our fractured now. 24-year-old Bridge is paralyzed by choices, all of the other lives she could have lived and the decisions she could have made. A throwback to my like sci-fi tropes bracket, where I was like, I do not want to handle the multiverse. And that's very much what this is. I love reading about the multiverse, but if one thing had to come real, multiverse, way too scary. I feel like it's giving a little bit dark matter, and I really, really enjoyed that book when I read it. Let's go and look up some reviews for this. Okay, this one has a 3.71. Multiple realities, biological concepts to build her own version of multiple realities. Trippy, super trippy. One of the best parallel universes books I've ever read. Okay, this one looks good. Let's give this one a rating. Where am I at on these ones? We got like an 8, we got a 6.5, 7. Maybe it's just a fatigue of like having pulled so many books and thinking about reading all of them. I'm a little bit less excited for this one than I am some of the other ones, but not by much. Honestly, I'm gonna give this one the exact same as The Power. I'm gonna give this one a 4.5. That's kind of a vibe check. I don't have like a ton of reasoning for that. In editing this, I have to disagree with myself. I think that this one definitely falls more on the side of I'm more likely to read it than I am likely to not read it. So I'd like to alter my score to a 6, which I know isn't a huge adjustment, but I felt like it needed to be said. I'm just thinking about how I was so excited to see Orson Scott Card and then pulled the very last book in the series and gave it a 1. That's super sad. Okay, here's our last. Oh, this one's huge. Oh my gosh, and it's paperback. The War of the Givens. Book 3, come on, man. How can you give me a book in the middle of it? That was probably on purpose. They probably want me to buy the rest of the series. X-Men meets Blake Crouch. In the explosive conclusion, it's been 2 years since the world collapsed in a sheet of light, littering everything on Earth, but not quite everyone. Ooh. Wait, okay, this sounds really good. Tough that it's part of a series, though. Okay, let's look at this. It gets a 4.36, but that's only based off of 64 reviews. I mean, this sounds really good. Rousing and satisfying end to the trilogy. Genuinely enjoyed this book and how it wrapped itself up. So many pages. I read longer books all the time. Stayed up till 3 a.m. 2 nights in a row to finish this. Because people really, really like this. Featuring me, the sellers can't afford. I'm like so intrigued by the concept of this. This one's thick, but it sounds like the other ones aren't. And it's a trilogy, and I do love a trilogy. I hope reading the synopsis didn't like spoil the first book for me. It's the 3rd one in a series. I have to get the other 2, but I'm super intrigued by this. I'm gonna give this one a pretty high rating. I don't think it's gonna be my highest though, just because I do have to read some other things to get to it, but not too many, not 18, like Ender. I'm gonna give this one a 7. And I feel good about that. I'm really excited about this. All right, and that's my mystery box. I actually really enjoyed this, and I would go buy another one, other than it's gonna take me a while to get through these ones already, so I will not be doing that. But I'm really, really happy with these pulls, actually. The only one being The Last Shadow that I'm probably not gonna read. I will definitely post about these on my Instagram page, so go check that out, at Abridged by Alpal, both on Instagram and TikTok, though I don't post a ton on TikTok. Yeah, just keep an eye out for these if you're interested in any of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you did, and consider subscribing to my channel where I do lots of fun things with anything book, sci-fi, or fantasy related. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I definitely forgot to get all the Toby hair off. I don't know, hopefully you can't see it. Hello. What? Is that a record?
Probably purely based on
vibes. That's not bad. I was at Second and Charles today, and they also have used records there. They didn't make them for very long, but they do have the Hunger Games music on vinyl, and I really want to track one down because I love the Hunger Games music. Yeah. So, are you gonna eat in the kitchen? Okay. Thank you. Okay, what was I saying? Oh. He's so adorable. Anyway, my forever nice and honey.